Okay, so this is how I modify some of the stretches from the ladder barrel to use at barns. The stall with the blanket bar is usually the best one to use. If you don't have blanket bars on your stalls, you can use just the wall, or you can use, if you are a jumper and you have really sturdy jumps and everything, you can set a jump up to be hip height, works well too. So what I'm going to do is show you how I would do it with, as if this was a blanket bar. So what you're going to do is you're going to stand a leg's distance away from the bar. You're going to bring your foot up. The height just depends. You can see on the ladder we have many different rungs. So the height for you depends on your flexibility, on your hip flexibility and your low back. But wherever you go, the leg is as straight as you can get it. It doesn't have to be perfectly straight. If your hamstring says it's not going to be straight, it's not going to be straight. There's no reason to force it. You want to have a square pelvis. So you're going to be standing there, you want to soften the standing leg, and you want to drop the hip of the leg that's up on the wall. You're going to take a nice long stretch here, really lengthen through the heel on the floor, through the heel under the wall, and through the crown of your head up. You're going to take a nice flat back forward, it's going to come over the leg. You're going to stretch really long here, lengthening out your tailbone and out the crown of the head so that you create a lot of space. We want to stretch the hamstring all the way up through the glute if we can. So rounding your back, although relaxing, is not necessarily as effective. If you need to bend and straighten your knee here, that's fine. It doesn't have to be perfectly straight, and you want it to be a nice stretch, not something that you're, grinding your teeth through. You should be able to talk and breathe. You're going to lengthen here, and it's about 5 breaths. The longer you get, the better, right? So practice with it. It doesn't have to be perfect right away. You're going to come up, turn out this flat standing leg, and bring the leg that's on the bar forward. You want to square your pelvis to the wall or to the doorway, however you're standing in a barn, right? So if it was an aisle. And you're going to lift the outside arm. You're going to lengthen up and over. You're spiraling your bottom rib cage up towards the ceiling. You're spiraling your pelvis up towards the ceiling. If you have that blanket bar, you can reach over and grab it if you need to. And you want to breathe here, 5 breaths. Try not to collapse over your leg. Engage through the lower part of your abs, through your obliques and your rib cage. And then exhale, I round it down. So I turn the foot that's on the bar up, and I hang over the leg. It's a nice stretch. It's relaxing. And then I stand back up. You take the foot down, and then these are pretty hard for me, the hip openers. I don't have naturally open hips. They don't like to open. So it's a little nicer on the ladder barrel, so softer. I bring the foot in, I flex the foot, right? So if you have you don't have the blanket bar, then this is going to be something you can do holding onto the side of the wall, and you can stand and sit. Otherwise, if you have the blanket bar, the foot will come up. Hopefully it will. And you're going to lengthen up and be nice and tall. That might be enough of a stretch, right? I feel it pretty nicely through my outside of my hip. Or if you feel like you need more, you fold forward. And 5 breaths there should be enough. So 5, 5, 5. When you're done, the foot comes down, shake it out, and then we stretch the quad. So on this one, I have different rungs, right? You can put your foot wherever it works best for you. If you don't have the blanket bar, you're going to hold your foot. Okay, standing knee is soft. I like to hold right about where my ankle is. Soften the knee, line the bent knee up with the standing knee. Press your pelvis forward and pull your thigh back. Your heel is just outside your sit bone. And you lengthen. If you have the blanket bar, same concept. Lengthen. You can put your hands inside. It's a nice opening for the quad, the hip flexors. Squeeze your adrenal glands. And you release, shake it out, and then you do the same thing on the other leg. If you have any questions about these, please feel free to reach out to me. I'm happy to answer any questions you have. Make sure that when you stretch, you're only doing about 60 to 70% of your maximum stretch. And always, always, always stretch a warm muscle. Please don't do these with cold muscles. You will injure yourself.